they love that because it locks them in as the charitable beneficiary. So in other cases, though, if you set up your own and you use an attorney, you can usually set it up so that you can change the beneficiaries. And a lot of people like to keep this control because they may love their alma mater, but they may not love some of the things that the university is doing now, right? Like they may find some things that are happening on the campus absolutely objectionable and no longer want their money to go to that school. But if they set it up on their own, they can change the beneficiary.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. You maintain control over the trust, and it can be changed at any time. I mean, it probably requires a lot people getting together again at an expense to change the trust. I would think.
Usually it's while the grantor is alive and well, right? And then because these are what you call irrevocable trusts, meaning that once you set up the trust and you fund it, you put money into it or other assets, you can't shut it down, right? So, but you can set these up so that the final charity can be changed.
Okay.
So the grantor can change the final charity. Now, you do have to be careful. Let me just say, because remember we mentioned before that the tax deduction changes based upon whether it's a 501c3 charity or whether it's a private foundation. So you want to be sure that it's not set up so it can be changed to a private foundation, or the IRS will reduce the tax deduction based on that.
Right. So it has to be in the same category, either a 501c3 or a private foundation or one of the.
Yeah, private foundation reduces your tax benefit. So you want to make sure that you can't change it to a private foundation if you're really looking.
Stay with the 501c3.
Yes. Yeah, and by the way, 501c3, like so many of these other numbers that we throw around in tax planning and estate planning, that's from the Internal Revenue Code. So it's a section of the Internal Revenue Code that talks about nonprofits. And so that's where that number comes from.
That's some more bedtime reading.
Very good bedtime reading.
Well, you're explaining things so clearly, Daniel. I really appreciate that. And I want to ask you, can you talk about one of your more interesting cases that you've handled?